Hey folks, Mike Naso here with the special 9 a.m. Bulletin update. On this Wednesday morning, we are dealing with a very catastrophic situation along the southwest Florida coast in the form of Hurricane Ian. If you went to sleep around midnight or later even, the hurricane was a low-end Category 3, having some problems getting together after a new eye took shape. It has now absolutely exploded, and it is almost a Category 5 hurricane there. Very, very powerful. Now, here's the latest track and intensity, and it's going to make landfall later today in the hurricane warning area there along the southwest coast. But I do have a new update from the National Hurricane Center as of 9 a.m. It was at 26.1 north, 82.7 west, and that puts it only 60 miles west of Naples or 70 miles southwest of Punta Gorda. Maximum sustained winds are 155 miles per hour. When I last spoke to you, they were 120. That is a whole different situation with this hurricane as far as winds go. Hurricane Charlie was 145, 150 when it came into Punta Gorda. This is 155. The winds are now stronger than Hurricane Charlie 18 years ago, and Hurricane Michael in Mexico Beach was 160. This is a very, very powerful hurricane, moving north-northeast at 10 miles per hour, 937 millibars. It was up in the 950s yesterday, so it continues to strengthen, and that's from Jack Bevan, the forecaster at the National Hurricane Center. Good guy. The biggest update, they have updated the storm surge inundation from Inglewood to Bonita Beach, 12 to 18 feet, Charlotte Harbor, 12 to 18 feet, from Bonita Beach to Chokoloskee, 8 to 12 feet, and from Chokoloskee to East Cape Sable, 5 to 8 feet. That is going to be the main threat with this monster, is the water. That is something we did not deal with Hurricane Charlie because of Charlie's small size back in 2004. Look at this beautiful visible satellite as the sun comes up. Beautiful but very deadly. This is a very large and powerful hurricane which is closing in there on the southwest Florida coast. We saw the water rise from Key West. That was nothing compared to what this is going to do. This thing's going to have water rises all the way down the southwest Florida coast. And as you just saw from that update from the Hurricane Center, it's going even higher than the original predictions. The Air Force recon's been flying out there measuring those disturbingly strong winds. And look at how far that wind field extends now from the center of the hurricane. And so if you're in Sanibel, Captiva, you guys are not far from disastrous hurricane force winds. There's another look at the visible and the lightning in the eye wall. That is indicative of a very powerful, still strengthening, violent hurricane. So the bursts of wind, when they're strengthening like this, like Michael, like Charlie, like Andrew, you have the winds pushing down to the surface. So in those areas where it makes landfall, you're going to have catastrophic wind damage. But the real problem is the water. Here's that map from what the Hurricane Center said. This is updated. 12 to 18 feet there, Charlotte Harbor, just to the north in Inglewood, and then all the way down to Bonita Beach. That includes areas like Sanibel and Captiva. Some of those areas may be underwater by the time you see these updates. Further south, 8 to 12 feet if you're in areas there of Goodland, Naples, Marco, and Chokoloskee. And then further south, we have that water rise continuing as the hurricane pulls to the north. This inundation is very, very bad. Now, this was as of 5 a.m. The hurricane was weaker than it is now, but this is still greater than 9 feet. And you can see on that map areas Bonita Springs and Fort Myers, areas there, Sanibel. You guys can be completely inundated. So if you did not evacuate from these areas, you want to get to the highest level you can in case you have a flood situation happening with this hurricane, and stay away from the water because you don't know if that surge is going to come up. And these surge totals, by the way, do not include the waves crashing on top of it. Very dangerous. Dr. Phil Klotzbach from Colorado State University, good guy, great guy. We have only 4 hurricanes on record that have made landfall with these types of winds of 155 plus. 1935 Labor Day hurricane in the Keys, that's the strongest hurricane ever to hit America. Camille back in 69 in Mississippi, 175. Andrew 30 years ago in southeast Florida. And Michael was the most recent in Mexico Beach, Florida in 2018. All of those storms are not just memorable hurricanes. They're the upper echelon of hurricanes, which tells you the type of situation we're dealing with Hurricane Ian. This is a radar of Hurricane Charlie in 2004, 18 years ago. Look at how tiny the eye was over areas there near North Captiva Island. Compare that to this beast, and the size does matter with this hurricane. You could have a strong hurricane with a small eye like Charlie, but this eye is so large, up to 40 miles across. So take Charlie's intensity, slightly stronger, and increase the area there of winds and impacts, and slow it down. Charlie was moving 20 miles an hour. This thing's moving at 10. Oh, this is just going to prolong the agony. Naples, you're getting into some of the heavier stuff there on Marco. Cape Coral, Fort Myers, you guys may be under the gun for serious storm surge flooding. If you did not evacuate, you need to make sure you could hide from the wind, but you cannot run from the water, which could rise, like the Hurricane Center said, 10, 15, 18 feet. So again, we're going to continue to watch this very dangerous hurricane that has turned into one of the worst hurricanes looking like it's going to ever be for Florida, and one of the worst hurricanes ever to hit the United States. We could always hope that somehow it cranks down a little, but right now it continues to intensify and build up that water. If you are in Sarasota, Bradenton, Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Sanibel, Bonita Springs, you guys need to be prepared for the worst, okay? I'm Mike Naso with continuing coverage here of Hurricane Ian. I'll be back with further updates on this emergency hurricane situation for Southwest Florida.